Sorry about that. Someone, of course, calling me right in the beginning of our broadcast. Hi, I'm Terry Harden. How are y'all today? Oh my goodness. Monday is always a crazy day for me. It never seems to change. I get up thinking I'm in full control of something, and of course, it seems to go blah. But it's all good. It's all good. This morning on my Patreon page, we did our second treasure chest giveaway. It was very, very exciting. And we're kind of, it would be nice to all be in a room and everybody and doing the drum rolls and everything. But it doesn't work that way, does it? It just kind of, you do the best you can on Zoom, right? You do the best you can on Facebook and Zoom and whatever. This was not a Zoom call. This was actually on Patreon. If you want to put your voice in a community where we all support each other in a positive way, please go there and check it out. It's a great opportunity to get with people who are artists, and by artists, I mean everyone on there is passionate about what they do. And it's such a pleasure. We also have a thing called the Spotlight where we feature every single patron. So it's really neat. Not all together. We have, you get to talk about yourself for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, whatever you want to do on our live Zoom calls. So I hope you'll go check it out. It would be lovely to have your voice in the mix. So I hope to hear from you. Welcome, YouTube. This is all new to me too. And being able to talk and chat with the people on Facebook and YouTube at the same time is pretty fun. So I really appreciate it because if I had to add another brick to my back, I don't know what I would do. Honestly, it's I don't need to tell you that it's work. And these people who are these YouTube sensational stars, they work very hard at it. And I am learning how to work hard at it, but it is every day a challenge for someone who really just wants to sit under a hot light and sculpt. You see? That's just my thing. That's what I want to do. And so I want to share with you what's happening is this driving force within me to help people make a living doing what they love and to support people during this pandemic in a positive way, because the world can get pretty ugly. And the nice thing about the Patreon page is that it doesn't get ugly over there. And then the YouTube channel is one that I'm building. So it is in process, but I'd love for you to subscribe. I'd love for you to hit the little bell. Help me to grow the audience if you would. It's free. So out of the goodness of your heart, get over there and please subscribe. And it's right here. Okay, everyone. Commercial over. Anyway, how was your weekend? Did you see the pumpkin show? Let me see if I can. Yes, here you go. If you want to know more about the outrageous pumpkin show that I'm on, go to my website. This will take you directly to it. So that if you're one of those people like me who has an attention span of a gnat, you can just go there, read about it, move on to the Food Network and learn more about the contestants, which is the fun part for me because as a judge on Outrageous Pumpkins, I was isolated with Ray Villafane and Allison Hannigan because we were not supposed to get to know the contestants, during the show, because that could create bias, couldn't it? So we were isolated. All of us were isolated from the contestants, and the contestants isolated from us. So I didn't get to learn about what they did, what brought them to the contest until now. So that's why I'm watching the show. I like watching myself on camera. Who doesn't? Well, I guess there's some people who don't. But the main thing was learning about them, learning that, Griffin was a woodcarver. And I didn't know that. And that ice carvers were there, and pumpkin carvers were there. And so it's exciting. It's very exciting. But that's what you do as a judge. You keep yourself so you judge the work, not the people. and all of them are so lovely personalities. Um, but unfortunately, as they get eliminated, we can speak with them for only a tiny bit, maybe, depending on how we were filming fast. So we didn't really get to even see them afterwards that much. And that's kind of a drag that you don't get to meet them. But it's been a joy to watch them and learn about their backgrounds on the show. So that's kind of fun. But I hope you'll tune in. It is the Food Network, which means that the third episode will drop next weekend, next Sunday. And next Sunday, if you have missed the first two episodes, they will air before the new one drops. So that's what I like about the Food Network. And they will also, once the show has shown, they will probably most likely replay it. Because if you're a fan of Halloween Wars season 1 through, what is it, 10 now? They, so that's the beauty of the Food Network. They just keep replaying and replaying. I'm forever young on that show. So I hope you will go here and learn more about it. But so on and so forth. Okay? So great. Wonderful. So Disneyland. I would start in the morning and look at the comments, but I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm just going to get right into it. It's Monday, and there's a lot going on, and so let's just get into it. Disneyland. Have you been hearing? I'm sure you have. If you are not from California or in the United States, I still think you're hearing that Disneyland is really, really doing its punches to get open. And I talked to a couple of people behind the scenes who actually work there, and they were saying that they're all set. They've done as much as they think they need to keep everybody safe based on what they've learned from Walt Disney World opening and their other parks opening. So they feel pretty confident. I only urge them to do, once given the go light, whatever color that's going to be, because here in California we're purple right now, and I don't quite understand why they've chosen to make us purple and not red. Isn't red like the worst? In this case, no. Purple's the worst, and then red, and then on down. So it's a kind of a strange color system that we've got here in California. But I know we're in the worst situation as it stands right now. And we are going down in numbers with COVID-19, but because of the last holiday and because of our past, they want to wait that 14-day quarantine period to make sure the numbers aren't going up before they drop us into the red zone. Everything else seems to be holding steady as of last week. This is the critical week. Okay? So this is why they're kind of like, hey, Disneyland, chill, baby, chill. The other reason is because I've mentioned it before, Disneyland is a small park, as is California Adventure Park. So although Walt Disney World is working really well, if you've been to Walt Disney World, you could set Disneyland into one of the smaller parks. We're that small. We're that close together. So I would imagine that Gavin is just saying across the board, he doesn't want parks open yet. But the reality of it is Disneyland has a few extra hoops they have to go through, and I trust that they will. They'll be very careful. I only hope that they bring you in groups, like Club 33 members go in for a few days, and then Top Pass goes in, and then second to Top Pass goes in, and then the other passes go in succession, so that way you're not offended if they just open the doors and then they only have a reservation process and everybody's kind of on a level playing field, because they really aren't. You know, here in Disneyland, there are Club 33 members who pay a lot to be members of Club 33 so that they can go at any time, and they can't. Just like all of us, they can't. So I think it would be very fair if they did this, little tier system of letting people in and run around the park, and it automatically keeps the numbers low. Because if you take all of the Club 33 members and you're doing only 20% of park, you could probably get a lot of those Club 33 members in there. And if not, do it over a few days. It's just me as an Imagineer. This would be something I would suggest. Well, I'm suggesting it, aren't I? So that's one of the things that I thought about Disneyland. I think it's really funny that there's an advertisement to push to get it open, and that there is their city council and everything is really pushing, because as a Disney run Disney member who used to run the half marathons and the 10Ks and things that were there, loving every minute of it, they were always getting flack. Disneyland, I'm talking about now, from the city of Anaheim for doing these races. And when they wanted to expand or do anything, they had some challenges with the governmental bodies of that area. So now these people are realizing which side their bread is their bread is buttered on. And I think they realize, there's some real eye openers that happened with COVID-19. You may have you may have thought you didn't want, you didn't need your pass holders, but boy, by golly, you do, don't you? You need that foundation of fans that are willing to buy in and be members, have a membership. A membership is a good sustainer. No matter what you do in life, if you can get a membership, it helps bring in a little bit when other things go, So honestly, I'm glad that they now realize that, yeah, this is something very, 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 very important to them. And the pass holders, that's what happened with the original the decision of pass holders was to help Disney in the cold times. True, they didn't have a lot of cold times, but now they do, don't they? It's friggin' freezing, right? So this is, I'm always going to tell you the truth. Yeah. So I'm as excited as everyone for Disneyland to open. I want it to be safe, and I want them to be safe as much as I want you all to be safe. And because I live in California, I won't be going the first few waves. Not because I don't trust their ability. I do. Okay, I'm an Imagineer. I trust they will do everything. But there's so many who need it, who need what Disneyland and the Imagineers like myself give, that I want them to sustain it. I have a friend, a very good friend, that if she can get in the first, it's going to do a lot better for her psyche. Because people emotionally need that to stimulate the happy place of they're getting depressed because they're not in there doing it. This was part of their plan. Why else would you be a pass holder if you're not going a lot? And a lot means, actually, guys, a lot means 2 or 3 times or more in a year. It saves you money. The passes are pricey, but they save you money. And last year I was traveling a lot, so I didn't go as much to Disneyland, and I still was there about 30 times. And the reason is because I'm an Imagineer, so if people have something that they like of mine and they want it signed, we meet at the park, because they're coming to the park to see the park, and they say, Terry, can you come? Sometimes people will say, hey, can you come and show me around? Anything I might miss. It's my first time, or my, friend's first time, or we'd love for them to meet someone. And you can see I'm a bit gregarious, so I'm happy to do that if I've got the time. Yeah. So I'm probably not going to do it in the beginning because I want every opportunity for y'all to go there. Okay. I have Disney. I know you guys have Disney all around you, but just for many of you, it's not the same. For me right now, I am sculpting the Hitchhiking Ghost. I'm so Haunted Mansion Disney-fied right now. The theme is in my head. Oh my goodness. It's just the and then you guys are my joy and my pleasure. And that's the truth. That's the absolute truth. So that's my Disneyland feeling. That's my little what's up with Disneyland. And I understand that the comments from you guys on YouTube are not getting to me. So please bear in mind, if you're watching me via YouTube, I promise to read them later and answer. I've been a little not overwhelmed, but a little pressured, because I'm racing to get my ghosts to my R&D team. If you haven't heard about the Hitchhiking Ghosts, they're going to be illuminating. And they're very limited, and they aren't going to glow. They're not going to have a light in their belly so they look like they have acid reflux. They're actually going to look, truth be told, they're going to look like a little ghost standing on your shelf. They're limited to 100, and if you want one, even the tiniest thought that you want one, please hit me up and tell me you want to reserve a number, and I will send you the numbers that are available. They are getting reserved quickly. Now, here's how it's going to work. If you want a Hitchhiking Ghost set and the ghosts are all reserved, we will start a waiting list. Like I have a mouse in my pocket. I will start a waiting list. And in that waiting list as soon, because right now you can reserve without committing to buy them. Why? Because who knows what the price is going to be. That would be pretty mean of any artist to say, your name is on it, you're paying for it, they each cost $10,000. That would be rude, wouldn't it? They're not going to cost $10,000. But the point is, reserve it. And then you can decide yes or no. If you decide no and you're in the initial 100, then that number comes up available and anyone on the waiting list gets that number. You understand? So it's not going to be a problem. So if you have the slightest idea that you want one, please contact me, message me in the comments, or hit me up on Facebook Messenger, or, Terry@terryharden.com. You can email me at my website, okay? So, let me just show that to you, where my website is. I may not have my website, actually, because I'm just one of those people who that's the last thing I think about. I'm working on it. But it is terryharden.com is my website. I'll just say it, okay? And then I'll make sure I have a banner for that later next time. But it's www.terryharden.com, and you spell it like this. Like this. Yeah. So you can go there. If you want to sign up, you can. There's a nice little set of Disney drawings for being kind enough to give me your email if you'd like. You can talk to anybody. I'm still trying to figure out how to reach out to you by email. So that's going to take a little bit of time, so you're safe. You're not going to get 5,000 emails. I get about 2,500 emails a day, so I really am not a fan of 5,000 emails either. So we're together on this, okay? But yes, if you want to be in the running for the ghost set, then contact me and reserve a set. And then what's going to happen is in the beginning of October, I'm going to show you a prototype, okay? And I'm going to say, if you want the ghosts, now's the time to send in to pay for them, because we're going to pre-sell them. And so that's the way it's going to work, because we need to pre-sell them, and then we will start production, and then production will deliver in November. So they'll sell in October, which is right around the corner, and then they will be delivered in November. Time for Christmas is what we're shooting for, in case you want to give someone else a gift of the ghosts, but even more so, give yourself the gift of the ghost. It's been a year, hasn't it? Can you believe it's almost October? It's amazing. It's incredible. So yes, so there you go. There's that. There's the pumpkin show I've talked about, and the Hitchhiking Ghosts I've talked about. The next piece I will be doing, I'm going to work on the Rolly Crump chess set. Those of you who know Rolly Crump, I'm going to get to work on that. And then the Cheshire Cat. Cheshire Cat will probably not come out till next year, but I'm going to start working on that. I have a few pieces here. I do private commissions, and they're piling up, so I need to get those started. And also, I have a piece of my own I want to do. Yeah, I want to do my own work. What? What's the matter with wanting to do my own work? What's the matter with me? I should be sculpting Disney all the time, huh? No, I'm going to do some of my own stuff. I've got a couple of things that are just really at me, and I just am dying to do them. So, chess set and my own work, and overseeing the production of the ghosts. But they are beautiful. So, if you are someone who just saw the Hallmark ornament that came out of the 3 ghosts with the sound is nice, isn't it? But the lighting is not. Sorry. They look like they have acid reflux. And that, this is what I love about other people who do things, is they show me what not to do. I got the idea of doing an illuminating ghost, number 1, because you guys collect the ghosts like crazy. And number 2, I was at Disneyland and I had a punch at one of those stores, one of those shops in New Orleans Squares. This is about a year ago, obviously, but I had a punch and there was a Tinkerbell straw in there, and it lit up. And the Tinkerbell was pretty cute on the little plastic straw. The punch was horrible, but the straw was great. And the little straw, when you turn the light on, you lost all the features of Tinkerbell. She just became this green blob. And the only way you could tell it was even a fairy was her wings stuck out. So this got me to thinking that it would really be nice if we could regulate, that's a straw, okay? We gotta cut, you know, Disney a little bit of a break because it's a straw. It's got to be sipped through. You got to be able to turn the light on. It's got to have a light source, teeny tiny, etc., which everything is annoying when you're trying to do something like that. And it's mostly probably for a kid. Does a kid really care? I don't like to say kids don't care because I think they do. But when I'm doing a sculpture, mine is going to be an investment. Most of my pieces are not going to be $5.95. I just don't do that big of a run. So as a result, I have to come up with something a lot more supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, in my opinion. It's got to be really a wow. Okay, it's got to be really special. And so I don't do a lot of them. I do 2 a year. The ghosts are going to be my second one this year. And my first one was Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, and he spins. So, and that was in honor of Diana Waller. And so as a result, there's a lot of research. And those of you who have been with me for a long time know that we have been researching these ghosts, trying to get these ghosts to work the way I see in my brain and my vision for over 2 years. And now they're finally happening. They're finally happening. And I have seen them, and they're stunning. They're stunning, but they're an investment. And many of you out there have said you're done collecting tchotchke. You're ready to invest in art. And I took that to heart. Thank goodness the second part wasn't, so Terry, you're done. It was, I want to collect more of your stuff because you really put your heart and soul into it. And I think that an artist who puts their heart and soul into their art, people will find you and buy from you. Yeah, I really believe that. And there are ways for you to do that. And on my Patreon page, we discuss that a lot. And I start to know what makes you tick and what makes what you love to do, right? I sculpt like crazy. I have to keep my hands busy. And lately, I've had to do the administrative part of my life because A, COVID-19, you can't have a lot of people around. And B, because you guys know that you really can't have social media done for you when it comes to stuff like this. Okay, you might be able to have somebody, gather your emails and separate important ones from the not so important ones. Someone can take your feed and maybe put it on another page. They can help you with that, but they cannot do this part because this part is you. If it's real, it's you. People, those of you on YouTube who have a YouTube channel or are fortunate to be ultimate YouTubers, which I am not yet, know the work involved. And it has to be true to yourself. And someone else can't do that for you. They just can't. So otherwise you're not authentic. And you all demand a person to be authentic. So, you cannot respond. You can't have someone responding to your responding to your comments or your emails on behalf of me, pretending to be me, because you'll see right through it. Trust me. Years ago, I tried it. Didn't work. Okay. So I'm not just speaking, out the side of my mouth. So if you're an artist and you'd like to be creating, but you also have to keep your platform up and running so as many people can see it as possible, this is kind of a dragon with several heads, isn't it? you know, and then maybe you're also the one that is taking care of your family too. Your dog, your husband, your family. You know, I do the majority of the cooking. So there's that, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it begins to be a lot, you know, and you have to organize it. And I'm not real good with a virtual personal assistant. I would love to have a person that works with me. I'm really good friends with Guillermo del Toro, the director, and a he has a personal assistant, and I watch how well that personal assistant keeps him together. And he's not the easiest to work with because we are temperamental artists, no matter what level we are. Sometimes we just dig our feet in and we're just like, no, like we're five, you know, no, I don't want to do that. Ask my husband and all of this. It took a long time for me to get this to work the way it works. Look how dark this is. Here, there, that helps it. But to get this to work the way it works, it took a long time for me to listen to my husband, who is an award-winning filmmaker, and he said, you know, we need to set this up for you so that you can have a more interesting channel. And he was absolutely right. But for a while, I'm going to tell you, I dug my heels in like a 5-year-old and said, no. So we're not the easiest to be around as artists. You know, when we're working, we don't hear you. When we're creating, we don't listen. And it's just, it's the way we are. It's the way we are. So we get obsessive and we get in there. So, and ask, I have an amazing web designer, bless her heart. But if you go to my website, you'll be like, where is it? You know, we are working on that now because I'm done with the, you know, 1 wheel down, 3 wheels up website. But that website has been crippled for a long time because that's not number one. Number one is this stuff, the clay part. This is the part that I like to do. This is what I like to make into something else, you know? And then I like to draw as well. I am really, you know what I'm talking about if you're an artist out there. That's what you want to do. If you're a filmmaker, you want to make the film, you know? If you're an animator, you want to animate. If you're an artist, you want to draw. If you want, or you want to paint, or you want to do what you know, what you love. You want to do that. It's not necessarily, I love puppets. I want to do the puppets. You see? I love being on these shows. I want my own show. I love being a judge on Outrageous Pumpkins, but I think I could be a great host a really cool show. I just don't want it to be a television show that is about anger and dislike. I don't want it to make people feel bad. I don't like those shows. They do not do anything for me. Outrageous Pumpkins is one of those shows where we as judges are as constructive criticism as we can. We know that it's painful for these contestants to hear some of the things we say, but we want them to win. We want them all to win. We are in there, we are not there to be mean. And some judges that I've seen on some shows feel mean to me. So I don't want to be in a mean show. I want to be in a show that's like upbeat and fun and teaches people and encourages people to try and continue and continue and continue. And this is what I love about Outrageous Pumpkins. Everybody's we're all together and we're one for all for one. Yeah. And I love it. I love the production team. I love everything about it. The Food Network is amazing. It's a great place to be. And you know this if you like the cake wars and the Halloween wars and the food wars, candy war, whatever. The creativity there is huge. You can just leave that channel on and say, boy, if I had all the time in the world, I would like to try that cake. I would like to see what it's like to sculpt that. I would like to do that. So yeah, so that's kind of the thing. That's, you know, when I did my Patreon page, I was drafted. I wasn't quite ready. Oh, let me say that again for real. I wasn't ready. It was a really tough thing. And I've helped other artists to create a Patreon page. And they look at it and go, are you kidding me? It's tough. And there's a few things on Patreon they need to do. They need to create a gift certificate system, my opinion, and they also need to create a opportunity for uh, gift certificates, like I say, and then sponsorships. Because I have a lot of college students that would like to be a part of this, but maybe they want to be at a higher level in the Patreon. They do tiers. I have a basic tier that's $5 a month, $60 a year, and that's the one I say lend your voice to, because you can learn a lot through the Facebook page. We do a Zoom call. It's chock full of fun stuff, and it's really a lot you get for just that little bit per month. That just helps my attention span. And when COVID opens up again, it's going to allow me to go and speak to kids that can't afford me. I'm really about the high risk kids and people that really need something in their lives to make them feel better, so that they want to know that they count. They count for something. You know, when a human being doesn't believe they count for something, they feel like they don't feel good. Okay? And I have the ability to make you realize that you are special no matter who you are, because you're a human being. And that as a human being, you can make somebody else feel special. You understand? You can make someone feel better with a kind word. You can also cut them to the quick with a mean one. So we have to be very careful nowadays with what we say and what we do. You know, I think I've said it before. Jim Rohn is one of my favorite mentors. I listen to Jim Rohn often in my car. People talk about self-help, to me, it's Jim Rohn. I just think, if you don't know who this person is, he passed in 2009, and I actually had the opportunity to go to his celebration of life. It was wonderful that I got to do that. And but I met him one time. I got to sit in front of him for just a few minutes. And I said to him, I said, I just love you. You have a way of being in my head, and you're a audio cassette or a CD or a MP3. And I can put Jim Rohn into my CD player or on my MP3 player. And it doesn't matter what point I plug in, it always addresses my needs. And I've always thought that was very magical. And only Jim Rohn is the one that's able to do that with me. So when I met him, I said, Jim, what kind of advice do you have for me? And he took a really long look at me, and he said, wait 3 seconds before entering an intersection after the light turns green. Whoa. But you go home and you think about it, because on the surface, it's what it sounds like. When the light turns green, count to 3, and then enter the intersection. I can't tell you how many times I have avoided accidents and situations like this, someone racing across the other way to get through that red light, had I been Johnny on the spot and gone through immediately. But it means more than that. It means check your posts before you hit post. Check your emails before you hit send. Reread them. I know it's a pain. Believe me, I get 2,000 a day. And so when I answer, I have to reread it, because you want it to sound like you're, if spell check or spell correct or whatever that crazy gremlin is that changes your words gets in there and says something different, or you've missed a vowel, or you've missed a letter or something, and the message is adverse to what you're thinking, if you don't check it and you send it, you could hurt somebody's feelings inadvertently. So that's why I'm saying, today, wait 3 seconds, read that email, think about what you're saying. And I'm not just saying if you're angry about something, I'm saying all of them. Do this for all of them, okay? Yeah, do it for all of them. It's just much safer. Especially if it's Monday, because Monday has gremlins and they always go and mess with stuff. So that's the situation here. So this week is to finish up the Hitchhiking Ghosts. This week is on my Patreon page, I am the sole editor of the highlights of the spotlights, and spotlight my patrons. It's all about them. And uh, the last spotlight was Liz Reed from the UK, and it was just every time someone does a spotlight, I'm amazed. I love learning about you. So this on Patreon, I came up with this. It doesn't cost any more to do it. It's just join it and be a part of it, and I get to learn about you, which I love. So every other week we do a spotlight, and then in between those weeks, so you have time to prepare, I do just a chat. We just sit and talk for like an hour. Because of COVID, it ends up being a lot longer. But if you know me, these go long. Um, so there you have it. That is the gist of it. So what are you doing this week? How was last weekend? I will tell you that I am also an actress and a voiceover person. So actress I kind of put in quotes because I don't, since COVID-19, before the pandemic, I really wasn't going out a lot for auditions. I was going a lot more because I'm letting my hair, my agent has allowed me to let my hair be gray, and I've gotten rid of what's called the last lie, which means that I've been playing younger for years. But as a character actress, playing younger doesn't work for me. Being my age, which is 63, or closer to my age, gets me more work, gets me better work. So I've been auditioning a lot more since the gray hair has gone in. However, God has a sense of humor. And if I hit the lights, you can see that it's a little gray up on top, but when you come down in here, it's thinking. It's gone back to the dishwater blonde, or the, like, it's not that silver that I want. But then I can't covet what I have to be happy. It is using the natural, my natural hair textures to create dreadlocks. This happens normal because I was born with black, not black as in color, but African American black. My dad's black, my mother's white. My dad's hair. I've got my dad's hair texture. My sister got my mom's. I'm the lucky one. At the time, I didn't think that because my hair went all the way out and it was just unruly, and I was bullied and teased about it and everything. But honestly, guys, I love this hairstyle to be an artist because I can tie it back. I can put it one side or the other. You see, you can leave it down. For an artist, we want it fast, don't we? When we're creating, we don't want to be in the bathroom putting on, well, I don't. I'm a different cat. I'm not about makeup. I'm not about a lot. I just want to get out and get going. So I can decide I want all my hair to be over here and put the part here, or I can take it, here and make it go over here. See, this is what I love about it. It's just decide which way you want the part to be, and you just play with it. And then finally, you go like this. You pull these sides up. I think this is one of the funniest things that people kind of thought is funny, is I just take it and tie this in the back like a little knot like this, and then bring this to the front. So anyway. So because I'm kind of sassy and kind of straightforward, having gray hair really works for me as an actress. So all of a sudden, bam, I'm auditioning. And the way we audition now is a self-tape. We're at home, we record the audition, and we send it in to producers and directors. So, and to casting directors. So all of a sudden, I'm getting calls to audition, which is lovely. And one of the things that I just got asked to audition for is Dear White People. And I had never seen this show before. And it's in its 4th season. And it is amazing. It's amazing. I wanted to learn about the show because it's not smart to go audition for a show that you know nothing about. You need to study. And with everything that's available for you today, in today's world, there's no reason you can't study. So note to you, always study if you're going to audition for something. But the thing that really did it for me, I don't know why my glasses are weird and crooked, probably because I'm just crazy. Anyway, what did it for me was it's in its 4th season. I looked through season 1 through 3, and I'm going to go back and watch the whole show. I just love the whole show. And there was one episode that that made me cry like crazy because the girl who is the center is mixed like me. She has a black mother and a white father, and I have a white mother and a black father. But a lot of the statements that they addressed and a lot of the things they touched on really hit me on a personal level, and I just was really moved by the show in so many levels. This particular episode where she goes back home to see her family, wow, was just, whew, was just, my husband just sat there watching me cry because it was so good. So I'm so honored to be able to audition for this show. Will I get the part? I don't know. I don't know. You never know. I'm, you know, if you are actors out there, they always warn you that you're going to have a million like you. When I used to audition live, there were old people, young people, dogs, cats, birds. When they brought me in, they didn't know what they wanted. 9 times out of 10. You just had to go in, give it your best, and then whoosh, forget about it. And sometimes I got the part, sometimes I didn't. One of the parts that I really enjoyed getting back in the day was when Shark with James Woods was on. For some reason, James Woods really liked me and my unusual look, and so did the casting directors of Shark, and I was on there a couple times, and it was great. It was great. It was a great show. Great to do. But I'm such a unique look that you're either going to love me or not. Just, you know, I don't even need to see anything. I could do the audition tape like this, and you decide yes or no. If you're looking for a Marilyn Monroe type, no. If you're looking for a darker mixed girl, absolutely not. I am so light, as you can see. This is not, you know. And so sometimes yes, sometimes no. But what are you going to do about it, right? Are you going to apologize because you're light skinned and someone says you're not dark enough? Do you know the theater industry is the only one where they can tell you you're not black enough, or you're not white enough, or you're not, you know, whatever. They use words like, can you do ghetto? Stuff like this. You know, it's really ridiculous. You know, so you just sit there and you go, you go in, you give it your best shot, and then forget about it. Move on to the next, you know. Seriously, you can't sit there and go, I shoulda, woulda, coulda. It's just, there's so many levels. One of the best pieces of advice that I got was when I sat opposite Ron Howard, and Ron Howard said, when you meet me, you've got the part. Okay, any one of you as an actress, if you're opposite Ron Howard in his movies, you could do the part. Now other elements happen, and those elements are, do you work with the actor who's attached to the film? So, for example, if I saw Ron Howard when he was talking about A Beautiful Mind with Russel Crowe, and then later I met Russel Crowe at I met Russel Crowe at the one, oh gosh, I should remember this movie. I'm terrible. I'm sure you guys might remember it, but it was the one where he was the gangster. And Russel Crowe played the cop, and you had Russel Crowe was not the gangster. Russel Crowe was the cop, and then Denzel Washington was the gangster. I'll remember it in a minute because I love the movie, but for some reason it's Monday. Gremlins are in there messing with my head again. But the point is that we went and saw them speak at a special event for actors. This happens quite a bit. You get the opportunity to see these people and hear them interviewed and then ask questions if there's time after. And Russel Crowe, I was sitting in the front row. Russel Crowe decided to sit in my lap. And it's not, you know, it's because I'm going to tell you why. I look so different. Surprise, did you not notice that? That I look different? And so he spotted me in the front row. It's not a hard thing to do. And he sat in my lap while he told Denzel, because Denzel was wondering if he could be heard on the microphone. So Russel came over and sat in my lap. He is a bouncy, vibrant, uh, you know, drinking, carousing kind of a fellow. And Ron Howard said that if you are in a movie with Russel Crowe, he's going to be in your stuff. Okay, what does that mean? It means that he's going to help, in his mind, he's going to help you be a better actor. And actors who don't like this, Denzel Washington being one of them, but you have your process yourself and you're really good yourself. It's not like Denzel Washington is a beginner. But Ron Howard said that Russel wants to help you. He wants to, hey, mate, maybe if you did it this way, it would be better. Maybe if we did, and there's a lot of actors who just really don't want you to tell them how to do it. And heaven forbid you give some line readings, meaning that you say to them how you'd like to have the line come out and ask them to repeat it. That there's actors that just take total offense to that. I'm not one of them, because if they give me a line reading when I'm acting, it just gives me what they're thinking. And then I don't have to, like a minor bird, mimic it. I just have to create that same kind of feeling that they're looking to feel something in that range. When they give you a line reading, I mean, maybe this isn't true of all directors, but I think it is for me, is that if they give me a line reading, they're just trying to convey what they're listening for. And a line reading is the direct way, in their opinion, that they can have you do it. So then you try it, and then you can kind of play with it a little bit yourself, I'm not high enough on the food chain to say, oh, God, don't give me a line reading. I'm under 5, and if you want to give me a line reading, I'm cool with it. I don't, I'm learning. So I want all the help I can get. But Ron Howard said that he needed an actress that was not going to be offended if Russel Crowe did things like give you a line reading, or move your shoulders around, or tell you should do this, or you have to be able to be compatible with the actor attached to the film. And A Beautiful Mind, if you've seen that movie, Russel Crowe was the first one to be attached at it. So you have to find, now you're an actress, you're sitting in front of Ron Howard, you can do the role. Now, can you do the role with Russel Crowe? Okay. Does Russel Crowe have any kind of challenges as an actor? Meaning, some actors, if the woman is taller than him, they don't like it. Okay. Some don't mind, but some, if they're taller, that would be a criteria. If you happen to be a woman who's 6 foot and Russell's not 6 foot, I don't quite know how tall he is. But the point is, if you are taller than he doesn't like that, or the aesthetic, the producers are saying, I don't want that aesthetic. You see what I'm saying? Lots of elements, which is why when you audition, you go in, you do your best, you practice and you do the work, you do the audition, and then forget about it. Don't let it monopolize your life, okay? And then I encourage you to watch afterwards the person who got the part if you didn't get the part. For me, this has been monumental. I had an agent who demanded that I do that, because I used to not do that. But my agent said, do this, okay? I was up for an American Express commercial. This is years ago. And they wanted me to play the babysitter in the audience, where the girl is at the podium and she's valedictorian, and she's thanking her babysitter in the audience, and that was the role I was reading for. Well, the person who got it, now think about this, guys. I want you to all to think about, if you think babysitter, so young college valedictorian, what is she, 18, 19, 20, 21, in there, and she's looking out to the woman who has been her babysitter or her caregiver or her nanny for so many years. What do you envision in your mind? And 9 times out of 10, it's not me. Okay? I loved auditioning for it, but I just auditioned for it and forgot about it, right? So when I saw the commercial, what do you think this woman looked like? Okay? Have you ever seen Mrs. Doubtfire? Okay? Didn't look like Robin Williams, but had the gray hair, the necklace with the glasses on the end of it, and light skin, and about 80 years old. So then you're going to look at that and go, well, no way. If that was in your head, is that going to be you? And it makes you feel better. It's not your acting sometimes. It's your look. 9 times out of 10, it can be the look. And it's not that they don't like it. They just go, not right. Okay. Same thing happened for True Blood. I auditioned for True Blood to be the owner of a laundromat. You know, someone who, of dry cleaners, not a laundromat, a dry cleaning. And in the mind of the producers and the director and the people casting, they wanted a Latino person because most of the people in dry cleaning things can often be of Latino descent, can't they? So you want to have paint the picture. Is it right? Is it not? No, this is the movies, guys. If anyone is going to be, they're just trying to get from A to Z. Is this an excuse? Is this a good reason? No. But we certainly don't want a film that becomes diverse because they've got to check boxes off, right? You don't want to say, okay, here's my movie that I'm going to do. Wow, it's male heavy. We got to put 3.5 women in. Or we have to put in, oh, it's mostly this many people. We have to do this. And the roles, they do have to do this, okay? But you want the roles to be because the person can play it, not because they are a quota. You don't want to feel like a quota, and you don't want to look at a movie and think they're just filling a quota. You understand what I'm saying? Because this is the frustrating part about being an actor, especially a mixed actor who's so light-skinned. They will cast me if a casting director says, I've got the girl for you and she has dreadlocks, 9 times out of 10 they're going to think about a person who has darker skin than I do. And I went to shoot a film where they did it just on that. They had not seen my picture, and when I walked in, they wouldn't put me in because my skin was too light. And that's what they said. You're too white. I want a black person. Okay? So it happens, in the film industry, they just come out with it. They yeah, this is what we all deal with as women and as women of color. And that's, and I mean all women, and I mean all women of color, and I mean all people of color. You get some things said to you that are absolutely weird. How did I get on this? Dear white people. The first season and the first thing, she is doing a broadcast like this, and she says, when a person says, "What are you?" it's offensive, and she puts her reaction to it. What are you? I got that all the time. I got, what the heck are you? Put L in there instead of ick, and you got it. You see what I'm saying? So, but I was taught by my father to have compassion and understanding, to not just react, to wait 3 seconds before getting into that intersection. Okay? So anyway, I know this is kind of a weird thing to give you on a Monday, is to get into some of this stuff. But I kind of just don't know what I'm going to talk about sometimes. Sometimes I'm going to be entertaining, and I'm going to talk about people and characters and stuff like that. And other times I'm just like, and last night I watched this Dear White People, and it moved me greatly. So today I felt like I wanted to talk about it. And I hope you understand. I love you guys, and I feel that anyone can be bullied. You can be stunning and beautiful, okay, and say you were bullied as a young person, or even as an older person, or even now, okay? You can be a stunning beauty. You could still be, because a lot of times it's about the bully. The bully is in some sort of dark place, and they feel that if they, bully someone else, they're going to feel better. It's not the way to do it. If you want to feel better, you need to do something nice for someone. Call someone you haven't called in a while and tell them you're thinking about them. That doesn't cost you any money nowadays. You could send a card. I mean, an e-card. If money is a situation where you can't, you don't buy them a coffee. You can also do it for strangers. You're at a Starbucks, if you have a couple of bucks, and you buy the coffee for the person behind you. say, could you pay for their order for me? You know, we call that tip the bill. Sometimes it's nice to do that. Or when we were in a restaurant, you tip the bill, where you tipped what your bill was. And it doesn't have to be, you know, your $60 bill, you tipped $60. No. But you could, like, if you do coffee and a donut, you know, and it's what, $10, then you tip $10. And you just watch the reaction of the server. That used to be one of my favorite things to do. And again, that was Jim Rohn, tip the bill. You can do something nice, and it just, watching their reaction infects you. It literally covers your body with joy and happiness. So if you are in a dark place, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and do something nice for someone. And if at first it doesn't work, do it for someone else. Do it again and again and again. You matter. You may not feel, if you're out there and you don't feel that you matter, I'm telling you right now, you do. You do. And you're going to say, you don't know me, Terry. Yes, I do. I really do. We all get down in that dark place. Artists really get deep, okay? But you need to realize somewhere out there is someone who needs to hear from you, who needs to be touched by you. Why? Because you are you in a kind and beautiful way. If you're someone who shops, and I'm not, I don't go shopping. Since COVID, I can't. I get too upset. It's the new dragon in me that if I don't see someone wearing a mask, I get a little crazy. And I don't want to go crazy on them, you know, but I have a problem with it. And I react in ways I don't think my personality should. So I don't shop. But if you are one that shops, when I used to shop before COVID and I saw the checker getting all flustered because people were angry because of a long line, one checkout stand, I was always the one that smiled at her and said, do you own the store? Is that way the only one here? Did everybody else take the coffee break at the same time? Why are you the only one? You know, just trying to be upbeat and kind and understanding that they can't control what the situation they're in. You know, you're yelling at the person who's serving you, who's taking care of you. You should be yelling at the people who aren't there in the break room or wherever they are, not helping her or him, right? So this is why I'm just saying these little things that you do for people are going to start to make you feel better, right? You ever watch The Grinch That Stole Christmas? Dr. Seuss? You see what happens when he did something nice? His little tiny heart got huge. I'm telling you, it works. It really works. So that's my message for today. I will see you Friday. I'm hoping Friday you will all get to see the art proof number 2 of the ghost and get to see what I've been talking about. Okay? I don't know. My team and I are working diligently, but we're not rushing things. Rushing things creates mistakes and also creates problems, and I don't want to do that. Okay? And now, if you have stuff to do, you have places to go, you have people to see, I am giving you, I am telling you, you don't hurt my feelings if you sign off, because now I'm going to go to the comments. One of the things I always do is post the comments right underneath, right here, after I'm done with what I have to say. Why? Because I've been told by so many of you, this makes you feel better. And that is a simple thing that I can do to make you feel better. And guess what? It makes me feel better too, because I get to see your picture over here in the corner, and then I get to read your comments, good or bad, okay? So if you've got stuff to do, I'll see you Friday for the Ask Me Anything. And if you don't, stay here, post a comment, and we'll see what everybody has to say. Bye for now. I love you, and I'm going to read the comments now. Okay, here we go. So we have the basic comments to start off with. The good mornings from people like Randy Gribe, the amazing Randy. From Michael. From Deanna. Deanna and people like her and Randy and Mr. Bob Burdine follow me and listen to both, which I'm really touched by. Daniel DeMeyer, hey man, what's up? What's up? You're in the running for another gift later. You are now addicted to pumpkin shows. Pumpkin shows. You are so sweet. You know, my hairdresser said, "What's with the lipstick?" But in when you're on camera, they want to make sure you wear makeup. It's the one time you wish you were a man. Did I finish my oatmeal? No, it's still here. But you know the thing that's really great about oatmeal? It's good cold as well as hot. I'll eat it after I'm done talking to you guys. Uh, it's just, you know, at least I got a few bites in. Thank you for asking. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for loving the show. Thank you. Glad to finally catch you live. Hello, Ivano. Now, Ivano is from Canada and a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant sculptor. And here's what's fun about being a part of or getting to know people here and getting to know people on other things is Ivano and I got together, and he's the one that he's in shadow over here, but I'll cut to the camera. That Groot right there in shadow. Next time I'll do a better camera of it. But that's what Ivano helped me do. He's out of cement, and thank you, Ivano. And I'm so glad you joined me. And when are you gonna join my Patreon page, buddy? We need your voice in there. Plus, you need to win a lot of Disney stuff. Chainsaw. Were you blown away by the chainsaw? Were you impressed with some of these tools? You know, I learned something on that show watching these guys with that peeler that's about this wide. I absolutely love that. I'm actually looking for one now. I think that's cool. Also, I think I can tell you this. I hope so. All of the beautiful Food Network pumpkins and the round 2 sculptures and stuff are done by an amazing fellow, and he had a series of sculpture tools which I bought from him because you want to support your fellow artists no matter what they do. Yeah. Griffin was amazing with her chainsaws, and she, you know, I saw her do all of this, and now it makes sense to me because I didn't know she was a wood carver originally. And that girl is something, isn't she? She's a talent. She's a real talent. It's a shame. Oh, I don't want to do any spoilers. Hello, Pauline. Okay, I have a new idea to top my pumpkin from last year, which was Sleeping Beauty's castle. Ah, well, Michael, you must share. I am looking for a pumpkin patch in California. Here we've been very, very warm, very hot, which is adverse effect on pumpkins. And I'd like to have a patch. My pumpkin patch retired, and I'm not so sure his brother is going to be producing pumpkins this year. And there's a place out in Moore Park area that is a big farm, and I need to call them. Underwood Farms, I think they're called. And I'm going to call and see if they have pumpkins. And because I need to get some this year more than ever to decorate the area and to also teach the virtual pumpkin classes, which I am going to do. Oh, I should have announced that before, but I'll announce it now. The virtual pumpkin classes are going to happen. I will announce the schedule Friday, $20 a person. You're going to need to get your own pumpkin. You're going to know to get your tools because I can't be there to share them with you. But I'm going to keep it to $20 because I know you got to either invest in some or gather some or whatever. And I will give you a special. I'll offer you a special for the video. But anyway, be up, be ready, be up for that. And we're going to do that. The dates will come out. I will do them on the Ask Me Anything this Friday. Okay? All righty. Okay, so Ron says, I know Disneyland has Downtown Disney open, but it's crazy to me. Knott's is open selling tickets and having events. Rides are restricted, but Disneyland is practically begging to open. Like Liz Reed said, Disneyland is the only Disney park not open. What? Yeah, but this is the thing, okay? No offense to Knott's Berry Farm, but is it as popular as Disneyland, would you say? I don't think so. I love it. Okay, I love it. Knott's Berry Farm. But what I'm saying is, Disneyland's got people from all over the world that love that park. Like, oh my goodness. And Downtown Disneyland, I understand, is very good, except cast members sometimes forget to wear their masks. Why? Because they're more than a cast member to Disney to you Disney fans, aren't they? They're Jane who works in this place, or John who works in this place, and you're, the next thing I know, you're hugging and stuff. So this is the thing, you know? All the other parks are open, including Hong Kong, but Hong Kong also has more space. For such a small park, they have more space. Okay? I've been to every park. They've got to be careful with Disneyland. And they say they're ready, and I believe them. I believe that they are ready. The only thing I want them to be careful of is how they're going to do the reservation system. I pray they're going to do it in tiers, because they could have some problems with some people who have the money to hire lawyers. I don't want that to happen to Disneyland. I think this is one of the reasons. Now Newsom is just, let's wait till after that holiday, Labor Day. Let's see how the numbers are. If they're good, we'll start to put you in the zones, and before you know it, Disneyland will be open, okay? So you guys just keep your fingers crossed, and know that schools have not. This is the thing, that the governor has given, Deanna asks about the schools, the governor has given permission to special needs and special certain situations, and the county is saying, you know, we're working with the schools, and I think today might be the first day for those schools, but it's not an open thing. Orange County, I think, has got kids going to school, because Orange County is in the red, and then they went into what I think is orange. I think is the next one down. The color system is just whacked. I'm trying to remember it. Thank you, Angie. It's so good to see you. Thank you very much. Mondays are crazy for me, full of gremlins. With this nasty bug, it's going to be tough, if not impossible, to keep everyone safe. Certainly, I couldn't be convinced to go. Ivano, that's true. And the other thing that is really tough is I want to see you guys in Canada. I miss you. I miss Marlene. I miss your bread, actually, and your talent. Your bread is amazing. I know I can make it myself. It's just much more fun watching you make it. But honestly, I miss being with you guys. And here in the U.S., we still... Flight attendant told me there is no social distancing on an airplane. That's all she said. There is no social distancing on an airplane. So I'm not flying anywhere in the near future. I have to watch out for the people around me, namely my husband, who has a heart condition, and I can't be messing with his life, right? Or my own. So I'm, if I'm supposed to stay home, I'll stay home. But a lot of you have been asking for these pumpkin classes, so we're going to do a virtual pumpkin class. I'm going to do 3 or 4. I don't know if Australia is asking me. That's a 2 a.m.er. Still distance learning, Zoom, and Rose, that's Bob's Berdine's wife, Rose Berdine, went a month ago. She teaches special needs. And I've heard that that's true with a lot of people, Disneyland versus a therapist, I'll pick Disneyland. Okay, so Janice, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to take one space away from anybody who needs Disneyland therapy, okay? I can wait. I can wait, and I will, and that'll make me feel like I've done something nice to someone. Bob says he wants one number 77. Are you talking about the ghosts? Do I have my book with me here? If I'm smart, yes, I do. Let me see if I have number 77 available. I have to look. This is my Say Yes to New Adventures book. Yeah. And I love looking at it every day. So in here I have my Hitchhiking Ghost list. So let's see what we got here. I have a special page. Here it is. Get off there. I think it's punking me. There it is. Okay. So we need to see if number 77 is available. 77 is gone, Bob. So if you want, I can send you the numbers that are good. But I can tell everyone right now, 30, 32, 34, 35, 38 through 42, 45 through 49, 52, 53, 56 through 64, 67, 68, 71 through 73, 75, 76, 79 through 79 through 98, and the number 100. Those are available if you could follow me that fast. Otherwise, I will send them to you in an email or text or personal message. Just ask me and you can reserve them. And then your decision can be made once I say the price. Understand they are pricey, but we're working on a couple of things for you. So do not give up. If you want the ghosts, we're going to do what we can, okay? Your mouse is Mickey. Yeah, you see him on my head there, standing on my head right here? This is Robo Mickey right there. There, that's a robot. Yeah, if you're looking around my shop, which my husband says people do, I must be boring. No. But if you want to see some of this stuff, feel free to just ask me about it on Ask Me Anything. What is that over your shoulder? What is that right there? And I'll talk about it. Okay. Hello, Jenny. And Ava Williams, good morning and happy Monday. Thank you, Ava. That's the way and the attitude should be. Happy Monday. And there's Michael Joseph Luzzy. He's the one that teaches me with cachets. And if you don't know what a cachet is, ask me this Friday. My mom wanted to know if they are still on the pre-sale list. Yes, Michael, because there are some people that just went in. I've got 2 or 3 messages that thought I had already sold them. The ghosts, the Hitchhiking Ghosts, are not yet for sale. Where we are now is we did a art proof number 1. That's for my company. And I liked it, but I made a couple of changes. Okay, this is what we do with art proof number 1. If you've ever seen my art proofs number 1 and 2 of the Organ Ghost from the Haunted Mansion, I sold one of them, but I have the actual art proof number 1 in the ghost. If you want to see that ghost, ask that question on AMA. On my Ask Me Anything, and I'll show this ghost to you, and I'll explain to you why there are 2 art proofs. Okay, sometimes there's 3. It depends on how accurate I am. It also depends if my painters want to be paid with a collectible, with an art proof or not. I would need one to work on too. Oh, it's. I'll tell you in the AMA. I'll be sure to tell you. So ask that question, and Leo and I will grab it, and we'll be there. John, how are ya? Good to see ya. But yes, the ghosts are not up for pre-sale. I promise you. You reserve one, or if you've reserved one, Michael, then I'm going to let you, each and every one of you, I'm going to give you an email and ask you, tell you, I'm going to do it on here, social media, but I'm also going to talk to you directly, either if it's through Messenger or through email or however you contacted me. Or last but not least, I'll post and say, if you haven't heard from me, reach out, okay? But each and every one of you, your number is yours until I hear from you, which is why I'm saying reserve it. If you think you want one, reserve it. You can always say no later, all right? It's not going to hurt my feelings. I get it. But these are going so fast. I was only going to do 50. And the first day I introduced them, 40 were gone or reserved. You understand? So that's why I'm saying that if you want one, you got to reserve one. So I announced those numbers. If you don't want to play it back, just hit me up in Messenger, and I'll type them out, and you can just look over and then say your number, and then I release it. So, for example, my friend Kevin, and I have to remember to do that when I bring it. Kevin wanted a particular number. It wasn't available, so he picked a different number. So now that number's gone, okay? So I will send back and go, you got this number once you pick one. So pick it if you want it, okay? Good morning, Diane. I sent an email. I sent you an email about Captain Dave's dolphin. Yes, you did. And I looked at that. Yeah, if only I had time to go do it. Oops. I have to make sure I have more tea. This time I did cold tea for a little bit, because guess what? We're in another heat wave. Yeah, so let me just do a quick little drink here. Ah, so much better. There we go. Yes, you did. I saw it, and thank you. You always take such good care of me, Dr. D. John Chester, cool, yes. John Chester is a musical therapist. So if you want you're having a challenge and you want a creative way to feel better, I highly recommend John Chester. Okay, here he is right here. See his lovely face right there? Yeah, he is a musician. He's very talented. He's extremely funny. And I think having him as a musical therapist would be spot on. If I was one of those people who was having a challenge with any kind of emotional situation, I would contact John and say, let's have some musical therapy. He's very good. So guys, here he is. If you want to know, or you need a little help because you're feeling down or whatever, you know, hit John up. He's really, really good. I can't say enough about him. I will be wanting one smiling Cheshire Cat. I know you will, Michael. I know. And did you hear how we're going to do the Cheshire Cat? Yeah, we're thinking of making the Cheshire Cat so that he is eyes and teeth glowing, illuminated, and the rest of him is dark. You know, not black, but dark. And then you can dial in how much of the body comes in and out, because I watched Alice in Wonderland and realized that he's introduced as eyeballs and teeth, and I thought, ooh, wouldn't that be fun if you could just dial in his body? Like, is he super bright and you see the whole cat, or do you see like a mid coming in cat, or is he gone? So that's what we're talking about next year. The punch was horrible. Yeah, I know, Pauline. I'm going to tell you. You know, I'm not going to lie. You know, so, and kids do care. You were right, John. I think it's really sad when you dumb things down because kids are being shown it. You're talking a high voice and you talk patronizing. And I remember I did a puppet class, and we did the poem 5 Little Pumpkins. 5 little pumpkins sitting on a fence. One falls down, and 4 little pumpkins sitting on a fence. Have you ever heard that? And my teacher went, 5 little pumpkins sitting on a fence. One falls down, and 4 little pumpkins. Oh man, I thought I was gonna, yeah. I don't think it was my teacher. I think it was another student who just honestly thought this was the way you talk to kids. You talk like this. And you figure that the child is probably thinking, you imagine. Anyway, John's right. John's absolutely right. 100% when you get total Terry, you sure do, whether you like it or not. Perfection takes time. Perfection is impossible, Pauline. Okay? Perfection is impossible. But I need it to be as close to my vision as possible. I never shoot for perfect. It's an unattainable goal. And those of you who hate everything that you do, you need to get off your own back for a while. Because I think you are all very, very talented, and you just got to keep going. You know, if you want, I can show you some of my early sketches. I posted one on Instagram, one of my early sketches, where the anatomy of the people is questionable. The horse was really cool, but the Pegasus was really cool, but the people were kind of, ugh. But I posted it just to let you know you got to start from somewhere. You don't just start being magical. I guess some people do, but I always have to have a model when I'm sketching. I have to have something in front of me. I can sculpt from my head, but I'm always impressed with people who draw from their head. They do some amazing stuff. So, yeah. Good morning, Carla. And Bobby Schneider is in the house. Look at her with her kids in the picture. Adorable. John, musician. Yes. A magician's musician. He's a musician with magician qualities. Anyway, he's really good. Oh, Holly, you're so sweet. Yeah, this is the thing. To nowadays with COVID, it's I for a longest time I didn't think I had much for an assistant to do. But now, if someone just managed my emails, I'd be beholding. I had an assistant years ago, and what she did was take my emails and put them in my contact list. That was 2010, I think she and I worked together. She's probably now a wife and mom. Uh, she was a college student. Anyway, bless her heart, she knew programs so well, and she took my email list and put it in my contact sheet, and I still use that contact sheet today. She was amazing, and she would only come and work 2 hours a day, 10 hours a week, and then she just got busy, because I was doing so much and wasn't sure how she could help me. So I'm now beginning to see how if I had an assistant, they could help me. And then I need to, of course, get them to apply to be your... Hello, Harold. Yeah, to be the virtual assistant. He's right. He's got a point there. It helps if I have my reading glasses on so I can read my replies. I've been mistyping a bit lately and just realized glasses so important. I know, Pauline, I know. Or you're my father, and I taught my father, who's 86, 87, and I taught him a few years ago how to talk to text. And so he talks to text. He doesn't even check. So I get the weirdest messages from my dad. But the fact that my dad texts is amazing at 80 years old, because a lot of them, like my mother, just doesn't bother. But my dad has found that texting has been a real godsend for him, because he used to be a coach. He used to be a basketball coach at a college. And a lot of those young people keep in touch with him still. They have families now. They used to be college. They just love my dad. It's very easy to love my father. My father is a rock star. So it's very cute. But you're right. Yeah. I don't mind, because typos are typos and you never know. A friend and have nots. Yeah, the chicken dinner is the best, Carla. Is the best. And boysenberry a la mode. The pie. See, whenever I used to run a race, used to do the 5 and 10Ks at Knott's. I loved him. Big Snoopy fan. And I always had, when we were in the 10K, me and my friends, Ron, Rachel, and Becca Radvinsky, we would chant at that last mile, boysenberry a la mode, boysenberry a la mode. Really loud, because a lot of people at the end of the 10K are tired, especially if it's hot. And at the end was this pie. And it was boysenberry a la mode, which Knott's Berry is known for. So everybody would get all upbeat. You see what I mean? When you do something nice for others, if you're tired running a race at mile 9, it's probably a pretty good idea that the rest of the people are tired too. So you start to sing, boysenberry a la mode, boysenberry a la mode. And everybody kind of bops along. And before you know it, we're at the finish line. We've got our medal and we're eating that amazing pie. So these are so many ways you can make a person feel better. Of course, now it's going to be challenging every single time. How can we help each other? Just get creative. That's the beauty of it. Gray is it's the new black, I know. Except for that God has decided my hair needs to be dirty dishwasher blonde for most of it. I'd buy dessert. Exactly. Oh, what a love you are. You are a love, David. We are a party of 3 with a table of 4. We can finally eat inside. Yes, indeed. When you have family. And Southwest is doing something very, very cool. If you are someone who wants to fly and you are a family or a couple, you can buy that middle seat to keep it open and safe for just the taxes. So that's pretty cool. Southwest is a great airline. I suggest Ghost Town Grill on the patio overlooking the black. Hasn't that nice? David, what a great idea. Yes. Oops, I hid you and then I didn't go to the next one. Yes, I do too. Ron Howard's a rock star. And how nice to watch him from Opie Taylor to now, right? He's just amazing. American Gangster. Yes, Bob, that's it. So remember, I was talking about the movie with Russel Crowe and Denzel Washington. It's called American Gangster. And what happened is we were at a ArcLight theater, when you could go to theaters. And Denzel Washington was there. Russel Crowe was there. And several of the other actors were there to talk to us about that film. And then I think it was Ridley Scott, director, was live from Monte Carlo or something like that. He was on a telefeed. So we got to hear from all of them about what it was like to do the movie. And one of the things you'll like to know about that movie, if American Gangster is your thing. My husband's kind of but I like that movie. I think that movie's very interesting. And my favorite scene is the coffee scene. So the reason is because Ridley was telling us, I believe it was Ridley Scott who was the director. He was telling us about that scene, that it started as a rehearsal, and Denzel Washington is not a Russel Crowe fan. Just saying. They did not work well together. So there was this already tense situation between these two actors when they are in the tank and the cop is interviewing the gangster. So it's Russel Crowe and Denzel. And they were rehearsing, and Ridley, which is an amazing director, you know he is, he sensed something as he watched this rehearsal happen, and he secretly rolled camera, because that scene that you see there is just their raw tension. And they finished the rehearsal and they kept going and kept going and kept going. This is when you're a professional actor, you don't say cut or anything, you just roll with it. And then he yelled cut, and they used that in the film. And it's phenomenal. It is such an intense and wonderful scene, and it's all over. It's with this coffee cup. So if you like this movie, I highly urge you to watch it again and see that part, because it's really cool. Yes, Carla. Okay, I know, but those foodie events sound really fun, don't they? I'm not one to go out much, though. My husband is very nervous. So I kind of go out to one spot and come back. Go another spot and come back. And no flying. Right now, it agitates him too much for me to fly. And that is fine. You know, that's fine. I have plenty to do here. So, you know, regardless, I'm kind of like, no, I really don't want to do it right now. Anyway, there's some things that need to happen. You know, I don't want to sit next to someone who eats a cookie for 2 hours because they don't want to wear their mask. You know what I mean? No, thank you. Did you love Shark? Yes, I was jury foreman number 1 a lot. And I guess that's when I went to jury duty that I tended to be that too. So for real. Yes, Diane, you are correct. Ding, 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 ding. So Knott's has a Halloween, and you guys get to go around like the various places, sort of high-end trick-or-treat. That sounds cool. That sounds cool. Tater tots, they're my husband's favorite. I don't know about Knott's tater tots, but my husband loves the tater tots, so you're in it to win it, guys. Pastrami tater tots. There you go. Have you heard about the Orange County Fair and how they have the drive-through Orange County Fair? You drive through and you eat every fried thing known to man. So those of you who want to go to Orange County, you don't even get out of your car. You drive up to Funnel Cakes, or to Funnel Cakes. You drive up to Deep Fried Butter. You drive up to Deep Fried. They have everything fried there. And it's so popular. It's so popular in Orange County, the Orange County Fair, that they've extended it through October. So if that's your thing, I'd get in the car, drive over there, and have that fried Twinkie, that fried Milky Way, that fried, deep fried Milky Way, deep fried butter. Deep fried butter. What? Not my thing, but if it's yours, tell me how it is. Oh, you do. So you put your food on. Yes, yes. I rarely post food on Facebook. But I did do, and I'm probably going to redo it again in Thanksgiving and show you how to brine. I don't know if you've seen my video on brining a turkey in crisper. That one got a lot of views. Yeah, people loved watching that. You do check in with friends often, and how do you feel, Carla? Good, huh? Yes, indeed. And Carla says she's going to check out your food, Tamara. You are welcome, Pauline. Thank you. I was in retail for 42 years, says Tamara. There are some customers who are not nice. My thing was, once they leave my check stand, that's their problem, not mine. The next customer doesn't need to deal with it, so be happy. That as an employee, yeah, that's a real good. That's a real good idea. It's a real good mantra. But as a customer, we have the obligation to be kind to you too. I think we need to understand that you're just trying to do the best you can and do the best. Unless you run into somebody who just doesn't, who's clueless. So I have an air conditioning company. They came on Saturday to look at our air conditioning because due to the fires, the last time we had bad fires, our air conditioning died, and it was thousands of dollars, okay, to get a new air conditioner because the ash had choked it, okay? So we have it maintained. And we wondered why the maintenance people hadn't come up and visited with us. And the woman told us they canceled us from the maintenance plan. And I said, you realize it's a pandemic, right? She says, well, we sent you an email and we sent you messages. I said, I didn't get any of them. And I said, it's the pandemic, right? Do you understand it's the pandemic? And during the pandemic, there's things that don't get through and don't happen. And as a business, businesses are dying. A lot of them are dying. So as a business, you got to do more than what you did before, because that's just the way it is. You have to be more. And she was like, she was really clueless. I said, your company needs to do better than this. If you want me to leave your company and find another place to be a membership at an air conditioning place, you just say the word, and I'll take my toys and go to another place. You just let me know. Well, that's not what I mean to say. But she was impassable. And I think in this world, you got to work with people. We are in a extenuating circumstance. So say, did they've been on this program for 2 years. All of a sudden, they're not during a pandemic? Come on. So anyway, I told him as a business owner, you got to do more. All right. Diane, where did you go? There you are. Ooh, Diane wrote a novel. Diane says, as a past employee, I totally get the quota comments. As far as I was concerned, best person of the job is who I hired. Following the rule, we had people from all races and backgrounds. Also, I can remember being forwarded a call to help a customer. First comment was, oh God, it's a woman. Then I ignored and proceeded to find out what his machining problem was and helped him with it. By the end of the phone call, he was my new best friend. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, remember, the women are the hunters in nature. The women are the hunters. You can't be stupid and hunt, okay? I'm just saying. Women are the mama bears. Women are the providers in nature. And if you make mama bear or mama buffalo or mama lion upset, who's coming after you guys? You understand. Women and men are both very smart, and they're very, very good. And if you're a type of person who looks at a woman and then dismisses her, you're making a huge mistake. I'm just saying. You're missing out. Oh, thank you, Carla. I miss you too. Thank you, Tammy. That's so nice of you to say that. Okay, off to work for us today. Indeed, indeed. I acted in stage plays too. Yes. I am a member of the Actors Equity, even though I used to do a couple of plays over at the Falcon, which is Gary. Really, Terry? See, Mondays, they're just terrible. But anyway, yeah, I did sometimes. Now, of course, theater is very concerned on how they're going to survive. Dame Judi Dench, says that she doesn't know if she's going to see any more theater in the rest of her lifetime because of this pandemic. How does theater do it? How can they do it? But I know there's a lot of creative people, so I'm hoping we'll see theater again, live theater again soon. But I love theater. As a young person, David, I thought that was my career move, but then I realized you had to move to New York. That really is the place, if you want to break in theater, that you need to be, and I didn't want to move to New York. So heard you mention YouTube comments were coming through. Mine have all come through. Just wanted to let you know. Angie, Thank you. Maybe they're just not commenting. Are you on YouTube not commenting? Don't be afraid. I won't take your head off. I'll just put you here. Thank you, Angie. You're a rock star. My husband is a cashier at Costco. It really lifts his spirits when customers smile and acknowledge him. I love Costco, and I talk to everyone by name. My Costco, I'm a little challenged. I love to go. It's social distancing conscious when they go in and when they're at the cash register. But oh my goodness, when we're inside, they're maniacs. So I've been nervous, but I haven't been there in a couple months. So I'm going to try again because I have to get my oatmeal there. I love the Coach's Oats. And I need to get almonds. Best place to buy almonds in the world is Costco. Nuts of any kind, actually. But Costco's a great place to buy the almonds, and I'm running low. And then I really wanted Foster Farms chicken. Did I whine? You want a little cheese with that wine? Okay. I have not done an Eeyore. I love Eeyore, but it's definitely, Lisa, something to ask me about. So it kind of depends on your situation. You can throw it in the hat as something that we do, and if I pick it, you get to buy number one. Or if you can't wait, I do one of a kinds, which means whatever you want that character to do, be, or it's more expensive because it's completely yours. But it is yours. We can have Eeyore doing anything, any size, any way you want. And once I give you the amount of cost for your personal Eeyore, for example, as long as we both don't die, it's the way it is. You can take time to save up. You can, and then when 50% is together, then we go. But they're all different sizes and all different prices. So if you decide you want to do that, hit me up and talk to me about it. You can have your very, very own. Any number that totals 7 or 100. You expect me to do the math, Bob? He is a nut. You are a nut. I'm going to send you the numbers. You're going to pick one. I'm not going to do the math. Tamara said she asked for 57 on the Ghost. Tamara, did you get a response from me? Let me look. Let me just look. Take a minute to look. Tamara, you are number 57. Didn't I sound like, what's his name? Who says, Maury Povich, you are the father. I don't watch that show, but boy, people imitate that guy like crazy. Oh, I missed the ghost. No, Jen, I did not show any ghosts this time. I will show them on Friday at the AMA. Hopefully, I will show them, okay? So, Hitchhiking Ghosts will be shown on Friday at the Ask Me Anything. So, you didn't miss anything. If you join my Patreon page, you get to see them every week. But you did not miss anything. Nature Sounds at Bedtime. Wish that worked for me. I have to listen to Kick Butt Movies or Zatoich or Doc Martin or what's another movie I like? The Help. Have you guys seen Heartbreak Ridge? Somebody asked me at the last AMA, what do I do to lift my spirits? One of them is watch Heartbreak Ridge. I love that movie. If you have not seen, not Heartbreak Ridge, Hacksaw Ridge, forgive me, Hacksaw Ridge. If you have not seen that movie, Hacksaw Ridge, you need to see it. And when you see it, you're gonna think in the beginning that I'm lost my mind, because I'm warning you, it is violent. But it is worth it. Hang in there. Fast forward through a couple of scenes if you can't take the violence. It's a war movie. It's tough, but it is absolutely brilliant, and it every time just touches my heart. It's about a never giving up human being, a real magical. Oh, it's so good. I don't want to spoil it for you, but if you have not seen Hacksaw Ridge, you gotta see it. Okay. Directed by Mel Gibson. I don't care what you feel about Mel Gibson. Swallow that and see this movie. This movie is amazing. Then you can go back to being angry at him because he really should have watched what he said. Think about a mix of Pepper's Ghost and black art. Black art is a term for utilizing black background, nothing bad. Okay, for now. You realize in the photo industry, my sister, who is darker than me, my sister told me this, that in the photo industry, they have lights and then there's another light that is next to it called a slave, and they've changed the name because they called those lights slaves. So be careful, Bob Burdine. Thank you, Deanna. You are too. Well, now you're going to get some boysenberry pie and ice cream for breakfast. Melissa, you are so great. I know, right? Yeah. I mean, Knott's Berry Farm, they've got the best. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to tell you that they're not the best. We've not been anywhere since February, says Carla. I get that. Yeah, huh? A little late, but still here now, Paula. You're so nice. You are in time for seeing your name right here. You can watch the other. I always let everybody go who doesn't want this part, but I love doing this part because this part, I get to see your pictures and I get to hear from you guys, and you guys are just fantastic. They're doing fair food thing here in Phoenix. Yeah, the fair food is very interesting. It's not my taste, but it's making a lot of people happy. Can you imagine the Orange County Fair saying, man, we can't do it because of the pandemic. Rats. We'll just give up. No, they came up with this great idea, and the vendors who make the funnel cakes and the deep fried butter and the deep fried pickles and the deep fried Twinkies and the deep fried Snickers and all of these deep fried things that they make all came together and said, oh, we'd love to do this drive-through food thing for the Orange County Fair. And it's so successful, they've extended it through the end of October. That's what taking your creative hat and putting it on is about. Okay, that is what's. I would like to see the Pomona. It would have been great for the Pomona County Fair, right? Isn't it called that? Or the LA County Fair in Pomona? See, you can see how often I go. But it would have been nice for them to say, hey, that's a good idea. Let's emulate that too. Let's do that. And you could just go around eating fatty foods if that's your thing. The OC Food Fair would make Richard Simmons cry. Exactly, David. Yeah. Melissa, you say you were in Vegas for the weekend. It was okay. Most had a mask. If you didn't, you were talked to or removed. Lots of space in casinos. It's nice to be able to move around. I had wipes to wipe down the machines. Very good. Are you a slot machine, Melissa? I do this because this was the slots back in the day. I missed that, actually. You got your exercise. You know, now you just kind of do this. It's kind of a shame, actually. Gary Marshall, thank you, Ron. Gary Marshall. I knew Gary Marshall very well, actually. He used to eat at a restaurant that was very popular for me, and now, unfortunately, that restaurant is gone. And so is he, by the way. But he had a ball team, a baseball team. And he and the team every Sunday used to eat at the very same place that I ate. And I got to be real good friends with him because it was Sundays, my family day. And we would always go eat here because it had fantastic food and fantastic margaritas. And my husband would take me there as a little fun thing. And gosh, we loved it. We really loved it. And Gary was always there. And we could tell him how much we loved him, too. So that was cool. Another one is Jay Leno. Jay Leno knows my husband very well. And Jay Leno drives his cars all over Southern California. He has quite a few cars. So he picks a car that he loves and he drives around. And he's a staple here in Southern California. You can see a Jay Leno sighting often. And when my husband and he were working on the same lot, that was when Jay was the spokesperson for late night. They were in the same building. They were on the same lot. And I got my husband a Segway, the big wheel thing. And Jay flipped over it. He just was like, oh my God, that's the coolest thing ever. So my husband let Jay Leno ride it. And they were been friends ever since. We've bumped into him often. In fact, he autographed a picture for my father. And he also took a picture with us for my father. So, because my dad loves Jay Leno. So they're nothing super. They're people who were fortunate enough to live their dream. And you can too. So don't put them on a pedestal. Don't do that. It's not good for them. Would love to throw EO into the hat. I think that's what you meant, Lisa. Yes, that's fine. I know what you mean. You want to see if people would be interested in Eeyore for the impressions line. I get it. See? You made me work, but that's okay. I love you. Thank you. It's better than being normal. Yes, that's true. 100. You want number 100? Okay, Bob, it's yours. I will put that down. Bob Burdine, number 100. In fact, let me go back to Bob Burdine, and I will write down 100 for Bob Burdine. 100 is a great number, actually. They're all great numbers. Bob Burdine, number 100. And like I said, as long as there's numbers, you guys are on the list. And then if later you decide not to pick the ghosts up, then you have that decision to make, that choice to make. And we're not going to dislike you for it, okay? Yeah, okay, good. Alrighty. Yes, it was a good movie. Janice, how are you? Maybe a drive through Disneyland. How in the heck would that work? Would that be cool? You know, Bob Gurr did the World's Fair where you got into the cars. It was for a car company. I think it was Ford, was it? Maybe. And he did those. That, Imagineers might be thinking, something kind of along those. It would be fun. Oh, that could be very fun. They definitely have the right parking garage for it. That parking garage is genius. One of the best ones. Kino. And finally, the last comment comes from Bob Burdine, who says he also met Gary Marshall and he was lovely. And yes, and Ron says Ford, yeah, Mustangs, all kinds of cars, actually. I didn't go to that event, but Bob told me all about it, showed me pictures, Bob Gurr. So, you've got people, what my point is you've got geniuses like Bob Gurr out there who could easily come up with something, you got Tony Baxter, you got Bob Gurr, you got these brilliant, brilliant minds, so many brilliant minds out there that you could actually do something cool like that, couldn't you? May have to be what D23 is about. Next year's D23, isn't it? How's that going to happen? How's that going to work? Right? Start thinking now. You miss your brick. Can you not go and see it, Deanna, when you're doing the downtown Disney thing? You can't walk over into that area and see your brick? I'm just wondering. I know people walk up to the gate and go, I miss you, Disneyland, when they go to downtown Disneyland. I have not gone. I've got people who are inviting me to go. I'm not so sure I want to go. Honestly, I have to be careful. So, guys, that's the end of the comments. I love you so much. Have a lovely Monday. Remember, once again, if you'd like to make your voice heard, we would love to have you on the Patreon page. Here it is. Also, the Patreon page is where I show a lot of my work during my work. Why? Because there's people on there who are asking, how is it done? What is it done? This is where we do that chat. So if you want to see the ghosts, they see them in progress there. If you want to be on the Zoom call, which happens every Wednesday, you want to be in the spotlight, you want to help other people, you want to be helped doing what you love, no matter what that is. Everything is art as long as you're passionate about it. And we'd love to have you over there. So feel free to go and check it out. As you saw, YouTube is in the house. But one of the things that I think it was Michael who said, He likes YouTube because you can sit back in your against your pillows in your bed, all comfy with your tea, and watch me on TV, because YouTube, of course, can be in your Roku or whatever social media. I mean, whatever streaming you have. So that's what's great about YouTube. You don't have to sign up, but I would like you to subscribe and sign up right here and hit the bell for the next video. Yes, I'm still learning, so I'm slow. Every YouTuber is telling me consistency, consistency, consistency. So I'm working on that. But these are consistent. So at least you got that. So I encourage you, please go over and subscribe. Please check out the Patreon page. Don't forget the show. And we'll see you. Oops, wait. A couple more down here. Let's see. Yeah, everybody is saying hugs and loves. And Randy is still talking chess set. Yeah, if he only knew. That chess set could be very, very expensive, Randy. You should start saving now, or plan to sell your car. Seriously, if Rolly makes me make them big, they are not going to be cheap. I'm still waiting to talk to him. I want to wait till after the ghosts are done, which will be today. Yeah. Love you a bunch. We will see you soon. Do something nice for someone, and you will feel better. Isn't it? Even if you are someone who always feels good, don't you always want to feel better? I do. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging with me. We'll talk soon. Peace out. Don't you love when somebody says that? Love you guys. See you soon.